Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ginny Mahar from Hypothyroid Chef, and today I'm going to show you a fresh tropical dinner idea that comes together in about 30 minutes. We're going to make my mango salsa. It's sweet, tangy. It's this wonderful tropical topping that tastes great on grilled or pan-seared fish. Just takes it to the next level. So I'm also going to show you how to cut a mango and how to throw together a quick turmeric cauliflower rice as a side dish to round out this meal. This is one of those just quick and easy anti-inflammatory meals that's full of flavor and still impressive enough to serve to your guests. So let's get into it and get cooking. Let's get started. We'll start with our mango salsa. So how to cut a mango. This is a Tulfo mango. There's a couple different kinds that we typically see here in US grocery stores. One is the Tommy Atkins mango, and one is this kind of more yellowy golden and a little bit smaller a Tulfo mango. If you can find these are so delicious. They're almost like creamy. They have the most silky texture. But what you're looking for with any mango is it should be a little bit fragrant around the stem when it's ripe. And it should be a little bit tender to the touch, kind of like an avocado. And there are a couple ways to cut a mango. These have like a big almond-shaped pit inside, so that's one of the tricks, is you want to cut around them. And what a lot of people do is they'll cut it with the peel on, and then they'll take like that, cup of mango, and they'll score it with a knife, flip it inside out, and then you can kind of cut that off the skin. And if that works for you, that's fine. You're welcome to do that. I do prefer to peel the mango first instead, just because I feel like with the other method, that like cubing method, you do kind of get quite a bit more waste. And these ones, this variety is already a little bit smaller than our typical mangoes. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this. A horizontal peeler like this one works really well. And this one happens to have a ceramic blade, which if you don't have a ceramic bladed peeler in your utensil collection, I highly recommend it. It works so well for jobs like this. As you can see, it works really well for things like peeling butternut squash, where it's got kind of a tougher peel, but that really sharp ceramic blade just goes right through the peel. All right, so now that we've got the skin off our mango, we'll go ahead and dice this up kind of small. Make sure I got all the little parts and pieces off. And again, this has a pit that kind of follows the shape of the mango. So what I do is I start from that where I can see the stem end is, and I cut down along the side of that and just kind of try to hug that pit. This is just helpful to try and get as much fruit as possible from the mango. So we've got two really nice size halves there. And then I just kind of take my knife and I cut and trim away from the remaining pit inside, just like that. This mango looks so juicy and perfectly ripe. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, so then we can just take our little bits and chop those up. We're just, we're going for a salsa texture, so we want somewhat of a fine dice. And then we can do the same thing to our halves here, or the cheeks as they're called. All right, next up we've got a 1/3 cup of finely diced red onion we'll add to our mixing bowl here. A minced green onion. We'll do about a 1/4 cup of fresh cilantro. Just give that a quick chop. You might notice I cook with a lot of fresh herbs in my videos and at home. We just love cooking with fresh herbs. One of my favorite things about summer is the herb garden. You can actually go on a tour of that with me in one of my other videos about cooking with fresh herbs. So I'll link to that in the description for you. But one thing I love about it is just, not only are they fragrant and delicious, but a lot of them have some kind of medicinal qualities. And when we're eating for like food as medicine, herbs can be really just a wonderful way to add that. Like cilantro is very cleansing. It's a natural chelator, meaning it helps remove some heavy metals from our body. So it's just like, not only does it taste great, it also has some really healing qualities. All right, we're going to juice a lime into our bowl. And then for heat, we're going to add what's called a Fresno chili pepper. These are fairly mild in heat. And what I love about them for this particular recipe is just that they add some really nice color and they don't add too much heat. If you are AIP or nightshade free, you can leave this out. So everything I'm going to make here for this meal is actually not just gluten-free, dairy-free, but also paleo and AIP friendly. So I include modifications for that in the recipe. So yeah, we'll just cut the top off here. And then what I like to do when I'm working with hot peppers is, I'm typically not going for a ton of heat. Personally, I like spicy food, but just try not to overdo it. It just seems a little bit easier on my gut. And so I just sort of cut away from the seeds. And then if there's any membrane of that white membrane, that can tend to be pretty spicy too. So I'll just trim that away. And then we'll go ahead and just julienne this. And then cut it across. And so we'll just have a really nice fine dice. So we're kind of going for a confetti size, very fine dice here. One thing when you're working with hot peppers is after you're done, you always want to be sure and wash your blade, wash your hands before you forget and end up wiping your eyes or your face or something. You only have to make that mistake once or twice to learn that lesson. All right, one more ingredient that you'll want to omit if you are on strict elimination phase AIP is white pepper. This is another one of the ingredients you'll see in a lot of my recipes. It's just got a different personality than black pepper. It's more fragrant, it's more delicate, and it's kind of just one of those secret ingredients that I use a lot. It doesn't take much. That's kind of one trick with white pepper is you only want to use a little tiny bit. But oh my gosh, look at that. I love how colorful this is. This is so eat the rainbow. You've got those beautiful purple red onions, the red Fresno chili, the herbs, the green onion, and that bright sunny mango. Just gonna do a little pinch of salt. This is sweet, but just a little bit of salt will help bring out some of those sweet flavors and all the other flavors too. It just kind of binds all those flavors together. All right, so next we're gonna set this mango salsa aside for a bit, and I'm gonna whip up a really simple, quick and easy side dish to go with our fish and mango salsa. We're gonna do a really simple cauliflower rice. So I'm gonna start with a bit of grass-fed ghee. This is gonna give it some really wonderful flavor. This is full of healthy fats. And I had a little bit of red onion left over, so we'll go ahead and toss that in too. Shallot would also be really great. We don't need a ton. And then this is actually fresh turmeric root. Now ground turmeric would also work just fine, but just kind of wanted to show you what this looks like. It has kind of a more fruity, spicy flavor than dried turmeric. So if you ever see some at the store, it's just kind of fun to play with. But of course, turmeric has all those wonderful anti-inflammatory properties. So I love cooking with it. I love the color, and I think it's gonna go great with all of our other flavors. So we'll just get that onion kind of softening in the ghee. And I'm gonna go ahead and grate up just a little bit of this fresh turmeric. We won't need much, just about, a quarter to a half a teaspoon, I'd say. So you can see how bright orange that is when it's freshly grated. Once our onion's translucent, we'll go ahead and add our turmeric. And if you're using dried, you could add it now too. And I've just got a 12-ounce bag of frozen cauliflower rice. So easy to cook with, just whips right up. I always keep some of this on hand in the freezer. We'll go ahead and add that to our skillet. Give it a little seasoning, just some salt and pepper. And you can see that that turmeric is already turning it a nice golden color. We're gonna get even more color out of that by the time this is done. I'm just gonna go ahead and let this cook down. When I'm doing cauliflower rice, I do try to cook a little bit of the moisture out of it, maybe get it just a touch golden to add some extra flavor to it. All right, while that's cooking, we're gonna go ahead and get our fish going. So I've got a mahi mahi fillet here. This is gonna be perfect for this. I'm gonna use coconut oil. You could also use avocado oil or ghee, anything that's high heat friendly. Go ahead and get a little knob of that melting in our skillet here for the fish. And while that's melting, I'm gonna go ahead and season our fish here with just a little bit of sea salt on both sides. A little bit of pepper. You could of course leave that out if you're on elimination phase AIP. And then to give it a little crust, I like to add a little bit of cassava flour. This is just really great for adding that little bit of color and a little bit of texture on the outside of the fish without adding gluten. Fish is just one of those really great thyroid-friendly foods because, not only is it rich in protein, but it's got a lot of key thyroid-supporting nutrients. Most fish, including mahi-mahi, are really rich in selenium, of course, iodine, protein. There's just a lot to love about fish. It's so good for you. I'm gonna make sure this is really nice and hot before I add the fish to our skillet. One thing about cooking with coconut oil is that it does add some of that tropical flavor. And with a meal like this, that can be a really good thing. With other kinds of meals, like say you're doing something Italian, you might not want that, but I think it'll be really nice with this fish. And I can already smell that coconut fragrance. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this to our skillet. And we'll let that sizzle for about 3 minutes per side while we continue to let our cauliflower rice cook down. Once that's a little bit warmer, we'll go ahead and add some peas to that mix. So we'll have even more nutrients and flavor in there. Lots of color. This is gonna be such a great dinner. All right, so I think we're about ready to flip here. Ooh, that looks just perfect. You can see where the cassava really gives it that nice kind of golden crust. And our cauliflower rice is smelling really good. I'm gonna go ahead and add our peas. These are just some frozen peas I thawed in some hot water and drained. So easy, just another really easy, pantry friendly, freezer handy side that you can just throw together so quickly. And those peas are gonna add extra fiber, extra protein, extra iron, which is something that a lot of us as thyroid thrivers are deficient in. Isn't that pretty? This is gonna be so good. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a taste while our fish is cooking. So simple and delicious. That's absolutely wonderful. The fresh turmeric in there gives it a really nice bite and a subtle spice. I'm gonna season it with just a little bit more salt and wait for our fish to finish cooking. Another thing I will sometimes do when I'm making this cauliflower rice with peas, of course, I don't always have fresh turmeric on hand. You could use dried, but also curry powder is really wonderful. Now that's one that isn't AIP friendly, but just add some more spice, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more complexity to it. So depends on what you're making, but that's another really wonderful addition to this simple side. I'm gonna take a quick temperature with my instant read thermometer, shooting for about 135, 140 here with this fish. All right. Our fish is there. We're gonna go ahead and plate up. Look at how that cassava flour just gives it such a nice, crunchy, crispy brown crust on there. It's so beautiful. And then we'll top with our delicious mango salsa with those super ripe, creamy Atulfo mangoes. This is gonna be such a delicious dinner. I'm gonna be eating the rainbow tonight. Yum, yum, look at that. This is such a fun summer meal, so much color, bright, nourishing, really pretty simple to throw together. Give it a taste and see how we did here. Fish is nice and flaky, and I'm using mahi, but you could really use any kind of fish that you like. Salmon would work really well here, halibut. So good with that mango salsa. It just really lights it up. And I love how all these flavors play together. The turmeric, the cauliflower, the peas, the mango salsa with those herbal flavors, and then our flaky white fish. This is just such a delicious dinner. If you'd like more recipes like this, you can grab my thyroid-friendly everyday e-cookbook, and you can find links to the printable mango salsa recipe in the video description, along with some of the ingredients and equipment I used today. I'll share those, and I'll share the link to that thyroid healthy everyday e-cookbook if you're interested in that. If you've enjoyed this, you're gonna love that. It's full of meals just like this that are balanced, they're vibrant, and they're just designed to nourish you from the inside out. I'm also really excited to share with you that I do have a print cookbook up and coming that's going to be launching in January of 2026. So I can't really tell you a whole lot more about it yet, but I'm so super duper excited to share that with you at the beginning of next year. All right, I hope this has inspired you to think about other simple, colorful, freezer and pantry friendly meals you can throw together so easily that are so good and nourishing for your body. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ginny Mahar, your thyroid health and cooking coach, wishing you happy cooking, happy thriving, and the best of health. See you next time.